Liadrin versus Malfurion.
Heya folks, it's Kikoskia here with some more Hearthstone. And you know what are really useful? Hero powers. They allow you to do something without expending a card, typically costing 2 mana and only being able to be used once. But what if you built a deck that revolved around the outcome of your hero power? In this case, a Paladin deck devoted to the Silver Hand Recruit. I have cards that give me more of them. I have cards that summon them and give me a weapon. Cards that get cheaper when I play Silver Hand Recruits, and cards that give me extra Silver Hand Recruits once I've used the hero power. I also have things that buff Silver Hand Recruits as well. And I have an Ixia, because sometimes you just want lots and lots of minions on the board. And Silver Hand Recruits would certainly do battle with an Ixia. This 1/1 may be unassuming, but when it dies it gives me 3 1-cost 1/1 Silver Hand Recruits. He is the key to my hand having lots of minions in it. Now, are you going to hit that? Nope, you're just going to hit face, which is fine. If you have swipe, I'm going to be in some bother. I can only hope that you don't. You could wait until my hand has 7 cards in it, and then destroy this and overdraw me by 1. Now you're going to hit the Silver Hand Recruit. Fair enough. I'm going to wait on Muster for Battle and play the Steward of Darkshire first. Any 1 health minions that I put on the board through my hero power, or summoning them through a spell, or any other means, get Divine Shield, which will make my Muster for Battle really good. Are you going to...
see your weakness.
Okay, you're going to do that, and then you're going to hit my face. Ooh, this is going to be a good turn.
Reporting for duty.
I have 1/1/1 with Divine Shield,
Reporting for duty.
then another,
Reporting
and
for duty.
another, and another 2.
Reporting for duty.
So many Divine Shields, and I highly hope you don't have a Blood Knight. Because if you do, that is a 18/18 Blood Knight, and I can't deal with an 18/18 Blood Knight. If I get the Quartermaster next turn, that is a bunch of 3/3 Divine Shield Silver Hand Recruits. You're going to kill that. That makes sense. And then Ferocious Howl for 7 armor, which isn't too bad. Ooh, that's pretty good.
Mount up.
Let's do that. And play this. So now I'm needing 2, 4, and that's it.
Well played.
My opponent didn't have a way to deal with all of those Divine Shield minions, so victory was mine. Not bad at all. But can I win a second time? I was lucky there in that I was able to build a very durable board. You can't do that all the time though. Those minions do only have 1 attack and 1 health, and are very vulnerable to all kinds of board clears, and very high health taunts.
Liadrin versus Anduin.
And if there's one class that's able to deal with a board of really low health minions,
Fire.
it's the Priest. I'm going to keep this hand, because the Murloc Knight is really useful. It's a card that naturally synergizes with me using the hero power, and there are some really good random Murlocs out there. Hello,
Hello.
how are you?
Reporting for duty.
Please don't have the Northshire Cleric, because that would mean you're going to get a lot of cards. You don't? Marvellous. Time to play a Knife Juggler.
The battle.
Do you remember when the Knife Juggler was a 2-mana 3/2? I remember those days. It was an extremely powerful minion. Ooh, a Lightwell. Are you going to double its health, or are you going to... You're just going to give it Powered Shield. Alright. Ooh, I think I'm going to do this.
Reporting for duty.
There's one knife.
Reporting for duty.
There's another knife.
Reporting for duty.
And another knife. And I'm actually going to attack this. So that if you decide to double its health and then make its health equal to its attack, it's going to be not as tough as it could be. I have a fungal mancer or two in here. Ooh. You have a 1-3 there. Now I could make it so that you only draw 2 cards, and that's probably a good idea. So let's do that. I will hit here. And then I'm going to play the Murloc Knight. And that went straight there.
To battle.
Time to get rid of these, and then hit you for 3.
To battle.
And then highly hope that you're not going to play a 1 damage AoE. Ooh, Hench Clan Thug. Okay. Now I could use a Stand Against Darkness here. You know what, that's not such a terrible idea.
To battle.
What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to run that in, and that in, and that in, and then I'm going to muster for battle.
Reporting for duty.
That went face,
For duty.
that went face,
Reporting for duty.
that didn't go face.
Burn.
And that's what I was hoping for.
To battle.
So then I can
To
trade
battle.
here, get healed for the damage I just took,
For duty.
and then get that and a 2-3 Murloc. The board is slowly getting stronger, and just in case my opponent clears everything, I have Stand Against Darkness, which gives me even more 1/1s. If you let this deck get started and don't have a way to clear it quickly, it can get out of hand really fast. Even a Holy Nova here would not get rid of everything on the board, and a Mass Hysteria would very likely leave something, purely because most of my board is full of 1/1s. The mighty 1/1s. Don't underestimate any minion of any size, because even 1/1s will defeat you eventually. A board of 7 of them will kill you in 5 turns. Okay, a convincing infiltrator. We can deal with a convincing infiltrator. Oh, we could definitely deal with a convincing infiltrator. Let's Light Fuse Stegodon to adapt to my Silverhand recruits and give them +1/+1. Marvellous.
To battle.
We'll attack here and here. Goodbye, Knife Juggler. You served me well. Time to attack here and Hero Power. Attacking there might have been a mistake if there was a buffing Murloc there, and I probably should have waited, but in the end I wasn't punished for it. Mental note, wait next time just in case we get something like a War Leader. I'm not doing too badly here. My opponent is at 9 and I'm at 30. I'm not quite sure what my opponent's planning with this deck. It's probably a silence deck that really hasn't got started. The Hench Clan Thug is something that's used in Silence Priest.
You have been.
And there we go!
Well played.
Whatever my opponent had was not sufficient to take care of my never-ending supply of 1/1s. Victory is mine once more. Let's go for a third match. If there's one thing that this deck does, it's that it has really quick matches. You either win or lose in a spectacular fashion. You really need those early game cards. If you don't get any of them, this deck stalls out really quickly.
Leandrin versus Gul'dan.
This opponent might be a problem, however,
My blade
because
burns with
Warlocks
holy
are
fire.
capable of both having a bigger presence on the board at the beginning and also getting out really powerful minions quite fast. I'm going to keep the Knife Juggler and the Warhorse Trainer. Got some pretty decent things here, and we can coin out the Knife Juggler. It all depends on what my opponent does first.
Ah,
Hello.
hello, challenger.
How are you? Are you well? I hope so. Thinking of Shield Bearer. Ooh, okay. I want to see what this deck's all about. Shield Bearer. Is that to counter really aggressive decks? Because that's a really good 1-mana taunt to counter aggressive decks. Just stalling for time. Ooh, okay. That's not great to see. I hope this doesn't hit the Amani Berserker.
Reporting for duty.
And it didn't. Brilliant. You're going to run that 2-3 into a 2-2. Ooh, and then Mortal Coil there. Okay, life tapping for a card. I'm going to take 5 damage here. I'm going to play the Warhorse Trainer. I want to save the Silverhand Regent for turn 5. Blood him. Voidwalker. You're trading. Okay, not what I was expecting there. I'm going to play the Steward of Darkshire here. 2 of my opponent's minions can't attack.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
That's now a 2-4. Do you have another Mortal Coil? You have a Soulfire. Goodbye, Bog Creeper. That is back to being a 0-4. I think I'm going to try and develop some minions.
Well met.
By using this and then
Reporting for duty.
getting a 1-1
Reporting for
and
duty.
another 1-1. My opponent is very likely to trade here. I think we're going to get a 3-2 into the 3-3, or we're going to get the 3-4 into that. Okay.
My shield for Argus.
Oh dear. We can at the very least deal some damage here. We can use Consecrate to get rid of this, that, and put that to 1. And I think that's not a bad idea. It's really not a bad idea. Let's do it. There we go.
The battle.
We'll hit that.
The battle.
We'll hit here. And then we'll
Reporting for duty.
hero power for another 1-1. Next turn we have the Vine Cleaver, which will allow us to start getting rid of bigger minions. That's 7 damage to my face. I'm not liking that. And that's all you're gonna do. Okay. There's a temptation to Lost in the Jungle,
Reporting for duty.
and then Lightfuse Stegodon. Ooh, +3 health is really good here. And then 5-5 Divine Shield.
The battle.
We can do
The
this,
battle.
and that, and now I have a board, and most of the board is Hellfire proof. Demon Bolt, that's fine.
You shall not pass.
Another Shield Bearer, and face. Right, here we go.
Mount up.
They're now 2 attack, and these ones are now 4 attack. I'm going to trade here,
The battle.
and then hit you for a lot. The board is now mine. A Twisting Nether would clear it. Which one do you go for? That's the one you go for. Reduces my total attack by quite a bit. Corruption there. Now, we have 3 damage, 6 damage, 8,
The battle.
11,
The battle.
12,
Burn.
and more damage.
Reporting for duty.
I could have gone for the potential of using the Murloc Knight, but that was the best play that I had there. And my opponent had nothing. Well played. We're not doing badly here at all. We're doing so well, in fact, that we have a win streak straight into the next rank. But can I continue that win streak with one more game? We'll find out. I get the feeling we're about to meet our match, though. We've been doing remarkably well, and such good streaks of luck can't last forever. Let's find out if it will.
Leandrin versus Rexa.
A hunter.
Let the hunt begin.
My
We
blade
have a
burns with
2-drop
holy
and
fire.
a 3-drop, and I'm going to get rid of the Quartermaster because we want something else that's early. Murloc Knight I'll take. I prefer to play Murloc Knight on 6, but if push comes to shove, I'll play it on 4. We at least have the Dry Gulch Jailer for lots of 1/1s. Greetings.
Hello, child.
We also have Vine Cleaver for turn 7.
Greetings, traveler.
Now, are you going to play... Looks like you're going to play something. But which something? Ooh, you're a mech hunter. It's very likely that you are a deck from Standard that's queuing up in Wild. This could be tricky. Especially if you start magnetizing things to that Mecharoo. No, there is an Annoyatron. Okay. I want to actually trade here. And I want to play... Do I want to play all of these? Or do I want to play... I actually want to play all of these. I was thinking if I play a Silverhand Regent, I could hero power afterwards, but that's weak to something being magnetized to the mechs, and I don't want my only play to get easily destroyed. You're gonna trade?
What is my purpose?
Play an upgradable Framebot. And another Mecharoo. Okay, that's not so bad. I feel like playing this is a good idea. Let's see what we get. Summoning 2 1/1 plants is really good.
The battle!
Let's do that.
The battle!
Now, I have a board, and it's slightly bigger than yours, and if you decide to unleash the hounds right now, I'm in some bother. Unfortunately, these do not get buffed by my Warhorse Trainer, but I'll be able to use them to trade into whatever my opponent plays. Then I could Silverhand Regent and Hero Power next turn. The Lifeview Stegodon, really useful. Even if you only buff a few of your Silverhand recruits, it's really, really versatile. And not a bad body either. 3/4 for 4. What are you going to do? Venomizer! Coin. You're just making a really big minion now, aren't you? Oh dear. And then face. Okay. That's a 5. Ooh. Yes. We'll do that. And clear your entire board. Leaving you with not many cards, and me with a lot of options, like the Murloc Knight. We could still see a really dangerous Jeeves. Oh, that's not so great. It's going to start drawing him some cards. Only one this turn. But that's not going to be the only thing he's going to do. I think it's time to Murloc Knight. Go, Murloc Knight!
Reporting for duty.
That's not a bad Murloc, especially if we keep making more Murlocs. If there's one thing we can rely upon with a mech hunter deck, it's that we won't see kill command. Are we going to see a 5/5 stuck onto this Jeeves? If so, it's going to get Vine Cleavered. There it is! Hitting that, and I'm going to hit that with my weapon. Take a lot of damage, but I'm going to start summoning some 1/1s.
Reporting for
This
duty.
also gets rid of your card draw machine. This weapon's really, really good. A lot of people underestimated it when it was first revealed, including me, but it proved to just be so effective. Mech Warper, a Neutron,
What is my purpose?
upgradable framebot, piloted shredder, just going for the saturation of... Ooh! Oh, ho, ho. That's pretty good. That's really good. Okay.
Reporting for duty.
What we're going to do is we're going to... Lost in the Jungle,
Reporting for duty.
then Quartermaster, to get a lot of 3/3s.
The battle.
And I feel like trading into this one. And then playing a Crystal Lion. You could pull out a lot of damage, but that's a pretty strong board. Piloted Shredder, I think it's time to do some trading, don't you? I certainly do. Or we could just go face. We have 5 and the 2 for 7. So 7, 10, 13, 16, 19, 22, 26. But we lose if we just go face, so we're going to trade. We're not going to attack into that.
The battle. Duty call.
Not a good idea to do so. Going to hit there, and then I think we're just going to hit you in the face a few times. There we go. My opponent could still draw a lot of damage. Leroy Jenkins would do it. But I don't think my opponent has that. That was an unfortunate 2-drop there to get. Very unfortunate. Aha! So, 5, 7, and lots. Well played. It was close, but I was able to outlast your minions. And you weren't a standard deck that was just queuing up in wild. You had wild mechs in there. I commend you for building a wild mech deck. But unfortunately, it wasn't enough to overcome my never-ending horde of 1/1s. This deck certainly does have its weaknesses, and if it comes across a really heavy control deck that can clear the board multiple times, you will lose. Not to mention, high health taunts can really mess this deck up, including the humble Mogashan Warden. That 1/7 Divine Shield can soak up a lot of 1/1s. But those matches went very well indeed, showing off just how effective a horde of 1/1 minions can be if left unchecked. And so, when we come back folks, we'll be playing more Hearthstone. Will it be a brawl? Will it be a deck I've made? Or will it be a run of one of the chapters of the Dalaran Heist? A few people have asked if I'm going to do that, and I will if people want me to. I certainly enjoy playing it. And so, I'll catch you next time folks, and I'll see you then. Later.